Hello there, hobby homies. All my hobbies here. Got another box of magic for you today. Big surprise. This time we got a box of Magic 2020 core. Let me grab that box for you, and then we can get this show started. Pow, homies, we're back. We got the box here, still in the plastic. See if we can get it open. See what we get today. I'm pulling out some packs here. See what kind of goodies we get. All right, first pack. I'm pretty close to having this set built. I think I'm about 30 cards shy. A befuddled murder, dawning angel, mask of immolation, RX wave crasher, dread presence, creature nightmare. Whenever a swamp enters the battlefield under your control, choose one. You draw a card and lose 1 life. Dread presence deals 2 damage to any target and you gain 2 life. Blood burglar, sage scorpion, growth cycle, soul mender, nauseous grasp, temple of malady, I'll never learn how to open these easily, I guess. Worse than opening a pack of 89 score. Sorcerer of the Fang. Pretty weird looking card. Icon of Ancestry. Icon of Ancestry enters the battlefield. Choose a creature type. Creature you control of the chosen type gain +1/+1. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card of the chosen type from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Well, we got some of the shiny stuff. There it is. And I'm eventually gonna start making a Lego video here pretty soon. I got so many Legos I need to build. I haven't figured out how I'm gonna do it yet. Another blood burglar. Fun summon. Wake Root Elemental. Untap target land you control. It becomes a 5/5 elemental creature with haste. It's still a land. This effect lasts as long as that land remains in the battlefield. Interesting. Angelic Gift, Metropolis Sprite, Sleep Paralysis, Yoked Ox, another growth cycle, Risen Reef, Dread Presence. That's what I just got, isn't it? Sure is. 2. Octo Prophet, Mammoth Spider, Rabid Bite, Scary, Cryptic Caves, Chandra's Regulator. Whenever you activate a loyalty ability of a Chandra Planewalker, you may pay 1. If you do copy that ability, you may choose new targets for the copy, discard a Mountains card or a red card, draw a card. I stopped at the store today and ordered a couple of more boxes of cards. I got a box of Unstable coming. Brought back. Choose up to 2 target permanent cards in your graveyard that were put there from the battlefield this turn. Return them to the battlefield tapped. I got a box of Unstable I ordered today and a box of Modern Horizons. So I'll have those coming pretty soon. And I'm still sitting on like 8 different boxes of cards over here right now. Lotus Field. Woohoo. I think I've got like 4 or 5 of these now. Lotus Field enters the battlefield tapped. When Lotus Field enters the battlefield, sacrifice 2 lands, add 3 mana of any color. I've still got a box of War of the Spark. I've got a box of Dominaria. Fortress Crab. Got about 50 of those. Growth Cycle Shock. Got about 100 of those. Saphira Skyblade. You may pay and tap 4 untapped creatures you control with flying rather than pay the spell's mana cost. Flying Lifelink. Other creatures you control with flying have indestructible. Let's try to hold it a little closer there. I've got a box of the Dragons of Tarkir. I've got a box of Rivals of Eidolon. Another Octo Prophet. Bone Splinters. Duress. Scampering Scorcher. Kalia. Zenith Seeker, Flying Vigilance. When Kalia, Zenith Seeker enters the battlefield, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal an angel card, a demon card, and or a dragon card from among them and put them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Oh, there's some more sparklies. That looks pretty cool. I got a box of Shadow over Innistrad. Frostlink. Manifold Key. Temple of Mystery. Mysterious. There's another one. Well, it doesn't matter. I don't know what I'm thinking. And it feels thicker than the other cards. It felt different than the other foils. It felt like 2 cards stuck together. The other ones don't feel like that. Not to me anyway. And there we go. Get your thumbs to work. Vial of Dragonfire. Agonizing Siphon. That's pretty cool looking too. Knight of the Ebon Legend. Knight of the Ebon Legion. Knight of the Ebon Legion gets +3/+3 and gains Death Touch until end of turn. At the beginning of your end step, if a player lost 4 or more life this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Knight of the Ebon Legion. Damage causes loss of life. There's another one, man. That's a bunch of blingage we're getting here. Squad Captain, Audacious Deep, another shock. Yoke Docs. Omnath, Locust of the Royal. When Omnath, Locust of the Royal enters the battlefield, it deals damage to any target equal to the number of elements you control. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on target elemental you control. If you control 8 or more lands, draw a card. There's another one. That one looks pretty cool too once you get it acting right. Fortress Crab, Goblin Bird Grabber, Feral Abomination, Ferocious Pup. Quite a few of those. Goblin Ringleader, Gargos Vicious Watcher. Vigilance, Hydra spells you cast cost 4 less to cast. Whenever a creature you control becomes the target of a spell, Gargos Vicious Watcher fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. Moat Piranhas, they're Fire Elemental. Unsummoned, Vampire of the Dire Moon, Manifold Key, Bag of Holding. Whenever you discard a card, exile that card from your graveyard, draw a card, then discard a card. Sacrifice Bag of Holding, return all cards exiled with Bag of Holding to their owner's hand. Interesting. Epicure of Blood, Unholy, Thrashing Brontodon, Thought Distortion. Cavalier of Flame, creature elemental knight. Creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain haste until end of turn. When Cavalier of Flame enters the battlefield, discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards. When Cavalier of Flames dies, it deals X damage to each opponent and each planeswalker they control, where X is the number of land cards in your graveyard. Field of the Dead. Oh, come on. Burial of Sorrow, reduced to ashes. Pacifist. Chandra Acolyte of Flame. I'm not going to read all that mess. Looks kind of like Chun-Li. Blade Brand, Frost Links, Mind Rot. Cavalier Thorns. Cavalier Thorns in the battlefield. Reveal the top 5 cards, put land a card from among them into your battlefield and the rest into your graveyard. Whenever Cavalier Thorn dies, you may exile it. If you do, put another target card from your graveyard on top of your library. Moat Piranhas, Act of Treason, Epicure of Blood, Undead Servant, Gauntlets of Light, Tail's End, counter target activated ability, triggered ability, or legendary spell. Undead Servant. I got a box of Throne of Eldraine too. Duress, Colossus Hammer, Mystic Forge. You may look at the top card of your library, cast top card of your library. If it's an artifact card or a colorless non-land card, pay 1 life, exile the top card of your library. Yeah, my wife got me a bunch of packs of cards for Christmas. She got me like 3 of those cubes that they have at Walmart right now with the Ravnica cards and then the deck. I'll be opening those pretty soon, I suppose. Villainous Broker of Blood, flying, pay 2 life, target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. Whenever you lose life, draw that many cards. Damage causes loss of life. Convolute Goblin Smuggler, another growth cycle. Grave Digger, Rotting Regisaur. At the beginning of your upkeep, discard a card. A Shiny Swamp. Pretty cool. Reduce to Ashes, Negate, Audacious Thief, Silverback Shaman, pretty cool looking. Lightning Storm King, Rule of Law. Shared Summons, search your library for up to 2 creature cards with different names, reveal them, put them into your hand, and shuffle your library. Hostile Prophet, Steadfast Sentry, Baroni, and Vampire, that's what's it. Cryptic Caves. Thunderkin Awakener, haste. Whenever Thunderkin Awakener attacks, you choose target elemental creature card in your graveyard with toughness less than Thunderkin Awakener's toughness. Return that card to the battlefield tapped and attacking. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. Plummet. Another Silverback Shaman. Vengeful War Chief, pretty cool. Hanged Executioner, flying. When Hanged Executioner enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. Exile Hanged Executioner, exile target creature. Moment of Heroism. Epicure of Blood. Woodland Champion, Legion's End. Exile target creature an opponent controls with converted mana cost 2 or less, and all other creatures that player controls with the same name as that creature. Then that player reveals their hand and exiles all the cards with that name from their hand and graveyard. There's one. Dread Presence. It's got some shine on it. Whenever a swamp enters the battlefield under your control, choose one. You draw a card, you lose 1 life. Dread Presence deals 2 damage to any target, and you gain 2 life. And that seems familiar too. I think that's the same one. Sure is. We got 3 of them now. Goblin Bird Grabber. Fry. Voracious Hydra. Creature Hydra Trample. Voracious Hydra enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. When Voracious Hydra enters the battlefield, choose one. Double the number of +1/+1 counters on Voracious Hydra. Voracious Hydra fights target creature you don't control. More shiny. Open. Grilled Sea Serpent. Blood Burglar. Grafdigger's Cage. Creature cards in graveyards and libraries can't enter the battlefield. Players can't cast spells from graveyards or libraries. Fire Elemental. Look pretty cool right there. Blazing. Sure, there's quite a few foils out of this pack or this box. Soul Savage, Unsummoned, Murder. Dragon Mage, Masterful Replication. Choose one. Create 2/3/3 colorless golem artifact creature tokens. Choose target artifact you control. Each other artifact you control becomes a copy of that artifact until end of turn. That's interesting. Disenchant. Fry. Shifting Ceratops. This spell can't be countered. Protection from blue. This creature can't be blocked, targeted, dealt damage, enchanted, or equipped by anything blue. Shifting Ceratops gains your choice of reach, trample, or haste until end of turn. Howling Giant. In the foil. Ferocious Pup. Destructive Digger. Retreat of 1. Gullus Tireless Pilgrim. Gullus Tireless Pilgrim enters the battlefield. You may search your library for a land card, put that card on your battlefield tab, then shuffle your library, exile the top 3 cards of your library. You may play them this turn without paying their mana cost. What's next? Moment of Heroism. Audacious Thief, Befuddle, Blight Beetle. Atemsis, All-Seeing. Draw 2 cards, then discard a card. Whenever Atemsis, All-Seeing deals damage to an opponent, you may reveal your hand. If cards with at least 6 different converted mana costs are revealed this way, that player loses the game. Ferocious Pup, Mind Rot, Disfigure, Scheming Symmetry. I got a couple of these too. Choose 2 target players. Each of them searches their library for a card, then shuffles their library and puts that card on top of it. There it is. 2 packs. Goblin Bird Grabber, Shock, Silverback Shaman, Leyline of Anticipation. I don't know if I have this one already or not. Leyline of Anticipation is your opening hand. You may begin the game with it on the battlefield. You may cast spells as though they had flash. Last one. Moat Piranha, Mammoth Spider, Soul Salvage, Starfield Mystic, enchantment. Spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Whenever an enchantment you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on Starfield Mystic. Alright. Well, there's the 2 Dread presents. Put the 3rd one with it. Starfield Mystic, Leyline of Anticipation, Scheming Symmetry, Altemsis, All-Seeing, Golos, Tireless Pilgrim, Shifting Ceratops, Masterful Replication, Grafdigger's Cave, Voracious Hydra, Dread Presence with the bling bling on it, Legion's End, Hanged Executioner, Thunderkin Awakener, Shared Summons, Rotting Regisaur, Villas Broker of Blood, Mystic Forge, Tail's End, Cavalier of Thorns, Chandra Acolyte of Flame, Field of the Dead, Cavalier of Flame, Bag of Holding, Gargos Vicious Watcher, Omnith Locus of the Royal, Knight of the Ebon Legion, Temple of Mystery, Kalia Zenith Seeker, Sephira Sky's Blade, Lotus Field, Brought Back, Chandra's Regulator, Wake Root Elemental, Icon of Ancestry, and Temple of Malady. And that is all the mythics and the rares. And that is the end of the video, homies. You like what you see? Like, comment, subscribe. If you didn't, you don't have to. Appreciate you watching. Thanks a lot. Till next time.